I'll be so happy when my glasses come in. Okay. There we go. There we go. What's good? What's good? What's up? Um, what's good? What's good, y'all? All right. I want to pin this. What's up? Uh-oh. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Happy Monday. It's Monday, right? Happy September. Um, so while I crochet, I just want to chat with y'all, specifically to Gen Z. I want to give some advice, share some wisdom with Gen Z. They are the next up to lead their own adult lives. And as a rebel Gen Xer, I can admit that our generation, the millennials, and even those Gen Xers and millennials who may have listened to the baby boomers, all of that was wrong. All of it was incorrect. And the rebel Gen Xers, like myself, who didn't listen, who didn't buy any of the bull crap out of the gate, are called black sheep. But to get right into it, what I want to say to Gen Z is, first of all, I think you guys are amazing. I think Gen Z is absolutely phenomenal. I love the fact that y'all gaff bag was empty from birth. If you don't know what a gaff bag is, it's a give up beep. I love that y'all's gaff bag was empty from birth. Like, y'all are just not with the shits and giggles, okay? You're not with it, and I love that. And the main piece of advice, why I pin that question, and it's not necessarily to Gen Zers, but probably more so to the millennials and the Gen Xers that may watch this, and even baby boomers who may come on this live or watch the replay. And blessings to all of y'all. But Gen Z, here's what I want to say to you: do not do anything that we did. Don't do anything that we did. If you're going to look at anybody, look at the rebels, but just follow your own heart. The reason why I asked the question about the finances is, baby, in this current market, the housing market is shot to trash. And like the feds and the people in real estate, they're not being honest about what's really, really happening. You have to really just look at the data. You have to look at all of the company layoffs. You have to look at all of the businesses that are closing in several states, closing dozens and dozens and even hundreds of locations. And what I want to tell you is it's easier to have control over sheep when they don't realize that they're being controlled. What I mean is, if you just look around, why do you think so many places are building up all these multi units? And it's been that way. I'm not saying it's new, it's been that way. The high rises, all of these multi unit apartment buildings, the condos with 250 same floor plans in the same gated area, because it's easier to keep control and keep tabs on and keep check of the sheep when they're there. And all you have to do is make sure the sheep are fed and clothed and have clean water to drink. And they're not even going to realize that they're being controlled and being restricted. If you have the opportunity to stay at home, to stay in your parents' home as long as you can and build up money, build up massive amount of capital, save your bread. If you don't have jealous parents, this is a thing. If you don't have jealous parents, if your parents genuinely love you, right, and are rooting for you and will allow you to stay home, want you to stay home and save up tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you're able to stay home and buy raw land, you don't need to, now they're talking about a 40-year mortgage. You don't want to be stuck in a 40-year mortgage on land that you don't own, paying a ridiculous amount of money for what, some 20 something square foot box. If you're able to stay home, stack your money, build your business, because the Gen Z are about business. They're not about, and I'm just generalizing, right? Of all of the Gen Xers, Gen Zers that I see. There are some that, are timid. You have everything in every generation, right? But I'm specifically talking to Gen Z. If you're able to establish your business, do what you're doing, and do it at home, don't be in a rush to get out here. There's nothing out here but a bunch of BS and the government waiting to take all your money and give you nothing in return. Buy you some raw land, baby. Buy you raw land, because you're not going to be able to pay anybody 30, 15, 30, or 40 years for your land. Okay? You're going to have to buy that. You may be able to pay on it for 5 years, but if you're a hustling ass Gen Zer and you're staying at home, you can stack up a few hundred thousands of dollars in a few years, because y'all are some hustlers. I see how active y'all got motion. Ain't that what y'all say today? Y'all got motion. So you can get that money. You know what I mean? You already out here getting that money. Don't be quick to buy liabilities. Assets over liabilities. Don't be quick to buy the watch, the cars, all this old nonsense that's going to depreciate in value as soon as you get it. Don't be so quick to do that. Get some raw land while you got your business set up. Make sure you have it all set up properly. Put money into buying lawyers that can establish your business in foundations, in trust, and lock everything up so you're able to secure that for your grandchildren, right? Whatever it is, just be smart about how you're about to come into your adult life, because there are a bunch of wolves out here, aka the United States government, that if you're on the wrong side, they're going to take everything you have. But if you're on the right side of doing business in the United States of America, honey, they are all for you. They have all kind of laws and tax credits and all these advantages for you as a hustling ass business owner, you know? And then once you become a land owner, and then when you looking at this raw land, make sure you look into if you're able to get the mineral rights and the gas rights. And if there's somewhere where you can get the air rights too, but you want to make sure at nothing else, get your mineral rights and your gas rights. And if you can buy land off grid, that's going to be your best value, because the whole purpose is to be self sufficient in this land of the free and home of the brave. And I know that y'all are brave. I know that Gen Z is brave because y'all are making moves that the baby boomers dare not have made, that the Gen Xers were timid to make. And those of us Gen Xers who were attempting to make those moves solo dolo with no backing from anybody, that tried to help our millennial children to make those moves, giving them our backing, who didn't want to do that, who just wanted to be sheep. Like I gave birth to millennials who just wanted to be sheep. You guys have one another, if nothing else. Gen Z sticks so tight together. Y'all, I have so much respect for Gen Z. Not only are y'all hustlers, but y'all know what community is about. Y'all know the impact of sticking together. Y'all know the impact of working together. You, Gen Z, like, I just love y'all so much. And that's why I felt compelled to just come and give y'all some advice. But mainly, if I can impress anything on you, it's really to not be in a hurry to buy liabilities. Don't be in a hurry. And you got to look at everything as an asset. If you want to buy Rolexes, baby, just get a solid gold. Just get a solid gold Rolex, because that's going to appreciate with value. Because gold is appreciating. Don't put a bunch of diamonds in it, because immediately it's becoming worthless. And you can do your own research on this, you know. And when it comes to gold and silver, like this is real currency, right? This is real currency. So these are things you also want to invest in. Invest in buying gold. So when you buy your jewelry, just buy solid gold. If you want to buy gold coins, do that. Silver coins, do that. These are things that are setting yourself up for your future, setting up your future, because y'all have the opportunity to do things so much better. And the fact that, like I just said, the fact that y'all have one another, the fact that there's not as many Gen Zers who are laughing at other Gen Zers for going against the grain. Y'all truly have each other's back. You know, there are some Gen Xers who are just now in their damn 50s, just now seeing the error of their ways, just now realizing that their baby boomer parents set them up for failure, talking about go to school, get a good job, yada, yada, yada. Just now in their 50s, the ones older than me, just now realizing that they were sold fool's gold. And y'all out the gate were like, nah, uh-uh. I have little kids. I have young children who walk past. I was on a live last time, and that was not the first time, second or third time that has happened. I have young kids like 9, 10, 7, 11, 12, in that age range, that see the inside of my van home, and they're just like, wow, I like that. Like, they're in awe. I've seen reels on Instagram where parents were, and I loved it because they were Black American families, and they were at the dinner table going over, they were teaching them about finances. And so they went to, it was like the end of the month, you going to pay all your bills. And the two kids, it was a son and a daughter, was like, what am I gonna eat? I'm broke. Like I just worked all these hours all week. This is and then I just gotta give my money away. And one of them was like, I'll live in a van. I'll live in a van because this right here, I'm not doing. I am not working all week, spending all my energy, and I don't have time to do anything else. When I get home, I'm too tired to even enjoy breathing. And then when I get paid, all my money is gone just on my survival. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And like I've said many times, at 14, I thought that shit was stupid. I thought utilities was the biggest scam next to W-2 employment, the biggest scam I had ever heard of. Are you serious? Who, who, who am I paying for electricity? Because they're tapping into it for free. Who exactly am I paying for something for a resource, a natural resource that they are getting for free? I may be a lot of things, but a goddamn fool is not the top 10 of them. Okay. And so, I'm just here to tell y'all can do it so much better. Y'all can do it so much better. But I strongly suggest to just buy land. And then on your land, you can build the type of home you want on it. On your land, you can build the type of home that you want on it. And at the end of the day, none of it is going to take you 30, 15, or 40 years. This new 40-year mortgage that they're talking about implementing, 40 years, you're going to pay on a 2,500 square foot home? 40 years of your life, you're going to pay on that? That Am I the only one that has always, from freshman year of high school, sounded ridiculous to the 30-year mortgage? Am clearly I am the only one, because I never had intentions on ever doing anything foolish like that. Because also I had seen in my generation, I've seen people get bought out of their home by big business or the government. If they want to build something there, your home is in the way. And if you don't own the land, they can boot you right out of there and then let you miss some taxes. They're going to boot you out of there. So stay home, build your business, establish yourself as a certified entrepreneur. A lot of y'all Gen Zers, I know y'all want to be streamers and YouTubers, and these are real careers. All right, it's 2025. I am not delusional. I know that these are real careers, and they have been for quite some time. So stay home, build your audience, build whatever it is you're going to be selling, attaching to your social media, stack your money. Don't be trying to impress nobody, because at the end of the day, nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You see that woman that was at her desk for 4 days dead. Nobody gives a damn. Okay? These jobs will lay you off, will fire you. You done committed 26, 33, 17 years of your life to them. And just one false move, or they just decide, because when you go to interview, it says right in all of their clauses that they don't have to keep you on employment. They can fire you at any time. So, giving all your loyalty to these companies is ridiculous. So I get that y'all are your own independent being, as you should be. As you should be. You have an excellent thinking brain. You know what you want to do. You know what's in your heart to do. But don't be caught up in the foolery of the glitz and the glamour of buying these sports cars and all like this here and that there. That's assets over liabilities. Assets over liabilities. Because if you invest your money in assets, these assets are going to appreciate with time, not depreciate as soon as you get the receipt for them. Okay. And you want to buy assets that will appreciate. You want to buy in these young years income producing assets. You want to even look into, um, you want to look into cash whole life insurance, where you can utilize the cash as your life insurance appreciates. And these are all things that as you build up your business and build up your income and the revenue of your business and the valuation of your business, when you get attorneys to help you structure and properly structure your business, your life insurance policy, cash value, that's what I was looking for, cash value whole life insurance. As you get all your finances and your profits and all of that is growing nicely, you can get you some attorneys so that you can protect your wealth. And that includes your life insurance policy. All of these things you can put in a trust, and the trust is the beneficiary. You know, you just you just get you a team of lawyers that will scan all the codes to set it up for you properly. But Gen Z, be better because y'all already are better. And whoever gets offended by that, fuck a man and mama. Like it doesn't matter because you really got to look out for yourself. Because again, nobody cares. And if your parents will allow you to stay home and save up, like I saw a young boy, he was allowed to stay home. I think he said he saved up $250,000. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. And as parents, we should have no problem allowing our children to do that so that they can come out into their adult life strong. And we shouldn't require them to pay rent. We shouldn't require them to, like, if we didn't figure out how to maintain our own livelihood and household, um, without needing our children, even as they become young adults, without needing them to pay a portion of the bills, that's on us. That's our bad for not ever figuring it out. That's our bad. That's not on them. They shouldn't have to, they shouldn't be penalized for that. But if you are a Gen Zer and you are allowed to stay at home without paying any bills and you're on top of your business, these are the Gen Zers I'm talking to. You're on top of your business, you know? Stack your bread. Stack your bread. Build your business. Get all of your business situated properly, and look at land. And also look in states that have no state income taxes. Look at states that have anonymity for your LLC. Look in these different states. It's also not a bad thing to move away from where you were born. You didn't choose where you were born, but you can absolutely choose where you reside after that. So these are some things that I'm just recommending. I recommend that's all these are. Just, advice to Gen Z. And a lot of this is what I told my millennials, which went in one ear and out the other. They weren't trying to hear it. They weren't trying to hear any of it. And this is why I say don't 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 listen to them, because if this isn't what they're telling you, it doesn't even matter what it doesn't even matter, because you want to set yourself up for ultimate success. And it's not going to be done. I mean, it's 2025. It's not going to be done the way the baby boomers tricked the Gen Z into thinking it's going to be done, and the way the Gen Z that bought it tricked their millennials into thinking it's going to be done, or even the Gen Zers who maybe gave birth to Zoomers. That might be, hit or miss. You may have some cool Gen X parents. You may have the Gen X parents who bought what the baby boomers, and whatever. All I'm saying is, if you got some cool ass parents, no matter what generation they are, that will allow you to stay home and encourage you to follow your own dreams and follow your own heart, that's you should do that. You should do that. Don't be quick to move out. It may seem cool to have a condo, a high rise, yada yada yada. Look, the government is taxing enough people. Okay? As soon as you leave your parents' house, you're one more person that they're going to be taxing. You don't need that. You don't need that. You can leave your parents' house and go right to your own land, go right to your own place. If you're able to stay there and completely get yourself established, baby, that's going to be your absolute best bet. That's going to be your best bet. I mean, I beg my kids to stay home. I literally begged my kids to stay home. And I cried for a month when each of them moved out. That was, it was difficult. It was tough. And, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. I'm just sharing my advice as a rebel Gen Xer. Okay. As a rebel Gen Xer who have always gone against the grain. And I was that kid who always did her own thing. And, being a part of the generation where, I'm a Gen Xer. So it's a lot of Gen Xers that are very scary. So it's not been easy for me to find business partners because my age mates are very scary. And although they may know that it sucks working for someone else, it's comfortable for them. It's comfortable for them because that's all they want to put their trust in. They don't trust their own discipline. They don't trust their own efforts to do something and to make it work. They don't. So, but you guys, you Gen Zers, a Gen Z can have an idea, take it to one of their Gen Z friends, and they're implementing it. They're taking action on it right then and there. They're taking action on it together. They like, hell yeah, this sounds great. My generation, that ain't my generation. My generation are scary sheep. Very, very scary. Very scary. And now in their 50s, they damn near have just rolling over, ready to die. Like it really sucks. It really, really sucks. And growing up, having your own generation of people think your ideas are just far-fetched and you just too wild and you just too out there, you just too outspoken and too opinionated and you got a strong personality. These are all things that my age mates have said to me. I can't call them friends, but these are all things that I've had said to me, And then 20 years, 25 years later, some of these same people, I admire you. You've always just done what you wanted to do. I wish I could have done that. I admire you. If you have an idea about something, you're going to try it. Even if it works or not, like you're going to do it. I admire you. I admire you. Blah, 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 blah. And that's why I say I don't hear the cheers or the boos. Because, people are too caught up in the flightiness of their, life is uncertain. You can go to work on this job that you've been at for 12 years. You go into work happy-go-lucky with your Gen X ass, and they tell you that, oh, you know what, they're downsizing, they don't need you anymore. Now your whole life is flashing before your eyes. Like you're about to have a fucking heart attack and a stroke right there. All because you chose to live your life as a dependent and rely on someone else who bet on themselves to build this company. So I never cared about being laughed at. I never cared about being called opinionated or, you know, being called the wild child or none of that, the black sheep, none of that. Because I called myself a rebel. So Gen Z, be better than us because you are better than us. You are a part of a better generation than us. And you have the access, the power, and the determination to make real change, for your grandchildren. You have, and then you guys, I think you guys would be the ones to make nepotism, especially in the melanated communities, to make nepotism a thing. You know, you don't need to you don't need to I don't see that Gen Zers have a desire to make it harder for their children. I don't see that Gen Zers have that desire. You know what I mean? Um, because you can establish things, and if you want to give your children work ethic, you've already established a business that you can put them to work in to help them build up and teach them work ethic. They don't need to go and work for somebody else's dad. They don't need to go and be bossed around by somebody else's dad, by somebody else's family. You have your own family name. You can establish something for your own children, your own grandchildren, and I believe that you guys will do that. And I'm just here encouraging you to do that. If nobody else from the older generations have your back because they're always talking mess about the Gen Zers, let me tell you right now, I've always been pro Gen Zer because I know several Gen Zers and I like y'all's spunk. I like y'all's attitude, and I don't see it as being entitled. I see it as knowing bullshit when you see bullshit and you call bullshit. You're not gonna, no, I don't think it's entitled. This is not 1970 something. It's not 1980 something. And it damn sure ain't 1890 nothing. This is the 21st century. Everything is different. So everything should be different. Everything should be viewed differently. Everything should be conducted differently. So it's all nonsense. And I saw it was nonsense in the 90s. Like, come on. This isn't 1823. You know what I'm saying? This isn't 1923. That's why I didn't buy none. That's why I didn't buy any of it. I didn't buy any of it. Again, being a rebel and a seer, I just knew. And then I didn't see any baby boomers that were thriving and happy living that sheep life. Like, it's not working for y'all. Why would I do that? Why would I do what you're telling me to do when it's not working for you? It's not working for like, why would I do that? I'm a thinker. And Gen Zers see that. They see that that crap didn't work for their parents and it didn't work for their grandparents. So, yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all 1000%. Don't go for it. Don't buy it. Because whatever is in your mind to do, I know 1000% y'all are going to make it happen. Y'all are going to make it happen and make it successful. And y'all have no problem pivoting. Y'all have no problem. Gen Z is so dope. It seems like whatever it is, whatever it is you decide you're going to do, you do it. Y'all do it. And not only do y'all do it, but because of the era that we're living in, y'all make the shit happen. It seems fast, but I know that it's a lot of y'all that have been on social media since you were 11, 12, 9. You know what I mean? And now you may be 16, 18, 19, 21, and you got millions of followers. You got monetized social media pages. These are things, look, these are real jobs. What you do is a real job. People give, like, I'm so sick of people giving Gen Z shit because they make money. This is how I'm going to phrase it. A lot of my generation and millennials say they spend all their time. No, they make money online. And to just call it like it is, I think the Gen Z especially, no, probably the millennials especially, but them and the Gen Xers, I think they're just jealous. I think they're just jealous because especially the millennials, because they weren't able to do it. They weren't able to do it by their own negative self-talk, by their own negative beliefs, or maybe by listening to their parents, whether their parents were baby boomers or Gen Xers. But I think it's just all jealousy, because why would we not support the younger generation in whatever their aspirations are? Because there are some of us who spoke up when we were young and we had our ideas laughed at. We were told that we were thinking too big and too broad. So why would we in turn do that to our children? Just because we were sheepish and allowed it and believed it when it was done to us. But you know what it felt like. So why would you put that feeling onto your children or onto someone else's Gen Z children? Because you're jealous of the fact that they have access to things that we didn't have access to. Like, as a Gen Xer, we saw all of this come into play. Like, I had a computer in the room in the third grade, big ass Macintosh, so I saw it come in from a youngster, whereas the millennials, my children, it was here already when they were born, right? It was at the beginnings of it when they were born already, right? And then the Gen Zers, and what's the other one? I don't know, but the younger generation, all of this was very well established by the time you guys entered the world. So all of the advantages that you have and that you are taking advantage of, I'm saying kudos to you. And fuck them and their mama for whoever is giving you shit about it. Because being a social media personality, being a streamer, being whatever it is you do online that is bringing in you money and an audience, and then you have other things that you are establishing outside of that offline, like actual tangible businesses that you're establishing offline, really building your brand. Keep doing what you're doing, because that is a real job. And it's a real job that you created for yourself, because you're not an idiot. You're not a sheep. You don't need somebody to tell you, read the fucking handbook and you can figure it out for yourself. Just like I think everyone should be able to. And you're establishing something where you can just usher your children right into it. You don't have to ask, you don't have to tell them to go to the boss and fill out an application and yada, 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 all this old nonsense. You can say, boom, this is it. This is just out the gate. You know what I mean? Like, your children are born into already having it laid out for them, already having an income, already and that's how it should be. Nepotism is not a dirty word. Nepotism is not a dirty word at all. And being a social media personality is not a dirty word. And it's not a pretend, it's a real job. It is a real career. And from that, because the income can be so substantial, you can build whatever brick and mortar business, whatever traditional business, you can build whatever you want to offline, in addition to your social media business, your online business. So, Gen Z, y'all have the opportunity to do so much more than the generations before you even attempted. So much more than they even attempted to do. But again, let me just reiterate, don't get caught up into the 15, the 30, and definitely not the 40-year mortgage and the HOA. Like, all that nonsense is nonsense. It's all a setup. You can just buy your raw land, cultivate your raw land, because with the way y'all make money, and if you're able to stay home, you can do this in your own time frame. You can buy your raw land. You can hire the people to cultivate the land for you, with big tractors and things like that, right? To build out the land, level out the land, however you want it, however you want it, and build your home however you want it on top of there. You know what I mean? The land that you want, and just, it's not going to take you 30 years. And not only that, but it's going to cost you millions, multiple millions of dollars less, like in this economy right now. And not only that, the mortgage rates, baby, it's ridiculous. You do not want to get caught up in this foolery. It's foolery. It is foolery. The American dream is a nightmare. And going to school in Minnesota, I realized that freshman year of high school, because you have to think about the entrepreneurs behind it. You have to think about the entrepreneurs that started off as financiers, John Pierpont Morgan, JP Morgan. Like, this was an actual person. This was an actual person who built up his wealth and became a financier and opened the bank. You have to realize that John D. Rockefeller, he was just a regular, born into poverty. Okay, these were people were born into extreme poverty. Their families didn't have shit. Okay? And I mean literally, barely had food, so they was barely even moving their bowels. They didn't have shit. And they built up. So this country, the United States of America Incorporated, doing business as the United States of America, is a business, and it was built on entrepreneurship and war. So the 30-year mortgage, the 15-year mortgage, that was established by entrepreneurs for the sheep who don't want to do anything, who don't want to think for themselves, who don't want to figure out how to establish their own work for themselves, how to establish their own business, even if you don't grow it to how that is, but to have your own business, like scripture said, work with your own hands, establish your own, so that you can leave something for your children's children. That woman that died at the Wells Fargo, at her desk at the Wells Fargo campus, you think she can leave her children's children a piece of Wells Fargo? You think anybody working a W-2 job that's complaining about it, no matter what they are, if you're an employee, do you think they can leave a piece of that to their children's children? No, they cannot. It's not theirs. It is not theirs to leave a piece to. So You have all the access. You have all the information. Because the information that you have access to, and not only that, you have the willingness. That's what I commend about you Gen Zers. You have the willingness and the commitment to yourself. You have the determination. You have the determination to get it done. And you do it. You take action. I love y'all for that. I love everything about it. And it can't be entitled when you see that there's a better way and you're just determined to do it that way. It's not entitlement when you're not going to allow yourself to be worked like a donkey. That's not entitlement. That's self-respect. That is self-respect. I know someone right now. He's not American, no. He's black, but he's not American. And it just, we don't talk anymore, but it just makes me cringe because he just freely says, oh, I'm just working like a donkey. You fix your lips to say that about yourself, and you don't see anything wrong with saying that. Just working like a donkey. But you're a human being. And midnight, you're up doing work for this company. On your, like, this is crazy. He works like a donkey. He works like a donkey. And anytime he offered, because I never asked, but I never took, even when he would offer, I tell him, because I live in here and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to always figure it out, and my income is going always fluctuating. And so when my income is lower, there's been a couple times where or maybe if something like, for example, prime example, when my passenger side window got busted, he offered to send me some money. But there's always a caveat, that he gives before it, which is, I'll see what I can. I don't have much. Right. But you work like a donkey. And I always tell him, no, I don't need anything. I don't need anything. And thankfully he doesn't, but I always turn him down. I think there's been twice where he offered to send me some money to help with something that happened. And I'm like, no, I don't need it. I don't need anything. I don't need anything. But to hear you say that, you barely have it, or you got to see and this and that, but you're always talking about you work like a donkey, and he's in his 40s. And it's just like, Gen Z don't want that for themselves. That's not anything to be proud of. And it's not entitled. Just because we chose, now when I say we, I'm just saying my generation, because I damn sure did not. But just because we chose to give our lives to these companies just to end up with nothing to show for it, and then bad health and poor physical condition, just because we bought the bullshit and chose to do that, Gen Z is not entitled because they choose not to. It's not entitled. It's called self-respect. It's called dignity. It's called just simply having common sense and seeing that it hasn't worked for the generations before them. So why would they do it? Like what the older folks used to say. So if your friends go and jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off of it too? Well, Gen X and millennials will say yes. Because you saw that to go to school, get a good job, and yada, 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 didn't work for the goddamn baby boomers. You saw that it didn't work for the Gen Xers. And the Gen Xers and the millennials went and jumped off that same goddamn bridge. So the Gen Zers are like, yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So because my parents went and jumped off a goddamn bridge because their parents did, I'm not going. I'm not going. Y'all can jump off that bridge. I'm not. And it's not called entitlement. I never saw. I did a whole post over a decade ago. I think I was still married at the time, on Facebook, giving my shout out to Gen Z. I think they're a dope generation. because they're not afraid to publicly and out loud go against the grain of the bullshit that has yet to work. And now, right now in this economy, shit is in shambles. In shambles. And so we're expecting our young people to still fall in line and follow suit. No, that's called just idiocracy. They're not idiots. They're not idiots. And when you dig and research, you finally come to see the actual definition of the word crazy, which I've been called pretty much all my life, and I accept it. Because once you get past just how they may use it in a sentence, yada, 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 is you got to dig to actually find the definition of the word crazy. And it means unpredictable, non-conforming, odd. And I am all of those things. I am unpredictable. I'm non-conforming. I was a young teenager saying I'm not a conformist, and I'm not. And I am odd. Like, those are all positive things to me. To be unpredictable, why do I want somebody to just know my every move before I make it? Why do I want the things that I'm going to say to be so predictable? I love the fact that even my own children, as they learn more and more and more about me, and even people, more about what I can do and what I'm capable of, I love every time people have said, "You never cease to amaze me." Yes, exactly. Exactly. Not, that's so typical of you. See, I knew you were going to do that. No, no, that's not me. I am crazy. I am unpredictable. I'm non-conforming, and I am odd. So, Gen Z, keep being crazy. Keep betting on yourself. Keep believing in yourself. Even if the only other people that believe in you are your friends, that's all you need. That's all you need right there. Keep believing in yourself. Keep taking risks. I love that Gen Zers are not afraid to take risks because they believe in themselves. So if they fall on their face, they don't care. Like, that's all just a part of the process of learning and doing new things and figuring it out and following their own heart and their own path. They don't care nothing about that, but they're gonna make it work. They're gonna make it work, and they're gonna make it work fast and forward. So that's my advice to you Gen Zers. Make sure you share this live. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And Gen Z, just keep doing what y'all doing, because being on social media all goddamn day long, being online all goddamn day long, and you're creating content, that is a real job. You know why you're doing it. You know why you're willing to put in all them hours, because you know it's going to pay off. You know it's going to pay off because you're planting the seeds for it to pay off. And you know that you are going to reap where you sow. You know that. You don't think negative about yourself. So, yeah, I know your gaff bag is empty, baby. I know your gaff bag is empty. I know you have no fucks to give about somebody hating on you. I know that you don't. And I'm just letting you know that I'm here in full support of you. I love seeing y'all do y'all thing. Just where I cringe is with, because the thing about it is, it doesn't matter if you have it. You have to be smart and move how the old money move. Because even when you start making money, you still new money. You're new money, right? So establish assets on assets on assets, income producing assets, and wait to buy the luxuries in abundance, right? I'm not saying don't go and make one good big purchase. Be smart about it. and wait until you're in your older years, like in your 40s or 50s, when you really have good common sense and when you've been doing business for 30 years and your wealth is established and it's growing, and you're set, you have uh everything, all your wealth protected. Wait until you're in your 40s and 50s when you're still looking good, because you're looking at 40s and 50-year-olds now that look amazing, right? So you know that as long as you take care of yourself, that you're going to be in amazing shape. You're going to have amazing energy. 40s and 50s is not old, but it's a mature age to where now when you make big purchases of fun toys, you're more sensible about it. And your wealth is more secure. You don't want to do that when you're new money. You don't want to do that when you're new money, because wealth is quiet. Wealth is not flashy. Wealth is not loud. Rich is loud, but you want to be wealthy. And wealth is quiet. Wealth is not flashy. So you know you got it. You don't need to prove to anyone else that you have it. You know you got it. That's it. Your kids may or may not know, however you want to have that set up. Your grandkids are going to know that you got it, you know? So just get things established to where as long after you're gone, you set it up now to where it can't. Look into IKEA. The way he set up IKEA, it's never going to be out of the family. The way he set up IKEA, his family are going to be set for generations upon generations upon generations. And he had to hire 7 lawyers to get it all worked out like that. That's what you want to do. Even Rockefeller, look at how they have their trust set up. These are things you want to emulate, right? This is old wealth. This is old money. You don't want to do what these new money folks are doing. So Gen Z, that's just my recommendation to you. That's what I suggest. Um, and I wish y'all well. I wish y'all well. I wish y'all the best. And keep killing it out here, man. Keep killing it. Keep being innovative with your ideas. Keep taking risks. Keep betting on yourself, because you already see the payoff. And I'm proud of y'all. I'm very, very, very proud of y'all. Y'all are some amazing young people. Amazing young people. And you are solid in who you are. Just make sure you also be very cautious about your circle, in which a lot of y'all are already. So just keep making smart moves, and I wish y'all the best. And that's all I had to say. I'm going to finish crocheting. Happy September. Happy new month. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your girl. Share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the links in the description. I would love it for y'all to go and get yourself a journal. They're on Amazon. The links are in the description. If you want to donate to help keep the channel growing and building, those links are in the description as well. I will see y'all on my next video. Have an amazing afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever time of day it is you're watching this. Peace out. Uh-oh.